Janet decided to stay at home, and she and Joe began the hard journey of rebuilding their relationship. It was not easy. Every day brought new challenges and doubts. Joe went out of his way to show Janet that he was committed to making things right. He cut off all contact with Juliet and focused on being the husband Janet deserved. Juliet, on the other hand, was struggling with her own guilt. She had lost her best friend and felt deep remorse for the pain she had caused. She decided to move to a different part of Lagos, hoping the distance would help her heal and give Janet and Joe the space they needed. One evening, Janet and Joe were sitting on their porch, watching the sunset. Joe turned to Janet, his eyes filled with sincerity. "Janet, I know I've hurt you deeply. I want you to know that I will spend the rest of my life making it up to you. You mean everything to me." Janet looked at him, her eyes filled with a mix of love and sadness. "Joe, I appreciate your efforts. It's going to take time for me to trust you again, but I am willing to try because I still love you too." Joe nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope. "Thank you, Janet. That's all I need. A chance to prove myself to you." As weeks turned into months, Joe and Janet worked on their relationship. They went to counseling, talked openly about their feelings, and tried to rebuild the trust that had been shattered. Joe was patient and understanding, knowing that healing would take time. Meanwhile, Juliet found a small apartment in Ikeja, a busy part of Lagos. She threw herself into her work, trying to distract herself from the pain of losing her best friend. One day, while shopping at the local market, she ran into an old friend from university, Tunde. "Juliet, is that you?" Tunde asked, his eyes lighting up with surprise. Juliet turned and smiled. "Tunde, it's been so long. How have you been?" They caught up over coffee, and Juliet found herself opening up to Tunde about everything that had happened. Tunde listened patiently, offering her support and understanding. "You've been through a lot, Juliet. It's not going to be easy, but I believe you can heal from this," Tunde said, his voice gentle. Juliet nodded, feeling a bit of hope. "Thank you, Tunde. It means a lot to hear that." As months passed, Juliet and Tunde grew closer. They spent time together, and Juliet found herself slowly healing from the pain of her past. Tunde's kindness and support were a balm to her wounded heart. Back in Lekki, Joe and Janet were making progress. They had started to laugh together again and enjoy each other's company. One evening, Joe planned a surprise for Janet. He took her to a beautiful beachside restaurant and arranged for a private dinner under the stars. As they sat down, Janet looked around, surprised and touched by the effort Joe had put into the evening. "Joe, this is beautiful. Thank you." Joe took her hand, his eyes filled with love. "You deserve the best, Janet. I want to remind you every day how much I love you and how sorry I am for what I've done." Janet smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. "I believe you, Joe. We are getting there, one step at a time." As they enjoyed their dinner, they talked about their future and the dreams they had put on hold. They made plans to travel, to explore new places, and to create new memories together. The night was filled with hope and a renewed sense of love. Meanwhile, Juliet's life was also taking a positive turn. She and Tunde had become close friends, and she found herself smiling more and feeling less burdened by her past. One evening, while walking through a park, Tunde turned to her. "Juliet, I know you've been through a lot, but I want you to know that I am here for you. You've become very special to me and I care about you deeply." Juliet felt a flutter in her heart. "Tunde, you've been a great friend. I don't know what I would have done without you." Tunde smiled, his eyes warm. "Maybe we could be more than friends, Juliet. I care about you a lot and I want to see you happy." Juliet looked at Tunde, her heart filled with gratitude and hope. "I would like that, Tunde. Let's take it one step at a time." As the days turned into weeks, Juliet and Tunde's relationship blossomed. They found joy in each other's company and began to build a future together. Back in Lekki, Joe and Janet continued to strengthen their bond. They knew the road ahead would have challenges, but they were committed to facing them together. Their love had been tested, but it had also grown stronger. Months passed and the wounds that once seemed too deep to heal began to mend. Joe and Janet's relationship grew stronger with each passing day. They learned to communicate better, to trust again, and to cherish the love they had almost lost. They traveled to places they had always dreamed of visiting, creating beautiful memories and overshadowed the pain of the past. One sunny afternoon, they found themselves at the same beach where Joe had planned their special dinner months ago. As they walked hand in hand along the shore, Janet turned to Joe, a thoughtful expression on her face. "Joe, I've been thinking about everything we've been through," Janet said. "It's been a difficult journey, but I believe we are stronger because of it." Joe nodded, squeezing her hand gently. "I feel the same way, Janet. We've learned so much about ourselves and each other. I wouldn't trade this growth for anything." Janet smiled, feeling a sense of peace. "I am grateful we didn't give up on each other. It would have been easy to walk away, but we choose to fight for our love." Joe kissed her forehead, his heart full of love. "And I'll keep fighting for us every day, Janet. You mean everything to me." Meanwhile, Juliet and Tunde's relationship blossomed into a deep, loving partnership. Juliet felt happier and more at peace than she had in a long time. Tunde's support and understanding had been a guiding light in her darkest times. One evening, while sitting in a cozy cafe, Tunde took Juliet's hand. "Juliet, you are an amazing person. Despite everything you've been through, you have shown incredible strength and resilience. I am so proud of you." Juliet felt tears of gratitude well up in her eyes. "Tunde, you've been my rock. I couldn't have done this without you. You've shown me that I can heal and find happiness again." Tunde smiled warmly. "We make a great team, Juliet. I look forward to our future together." As Juliet reflected on her journey, she felt a deep sense of contentment. She had learned valuable lessons about forgiveness, resilience, and the importance of surrounding herself with people who genuinely cared for her. Back in Lekki, Joe and Janet decided to host a small gathering for their closest friends and family. They wanted to celebrate their renewed commitment to each other and the love that had triumphed over adversity. During the gathering, Janet stood up to make a toast. To love, forgiveness, and resilience. We've all faced challenges, but it's how we overcome them that defines us. Joe and I have learned that love is worth fighting for, and we are grateful for the support of our friends and family. Joe raised his glass. Here is to new beginning and the strength we find in each other. Thank you all for being a part of our journey. The room filled with applause, and Janet looked around, her heart full. She saw Juliet and Tunde smiling and holding hands, and felt a sense of closure. Despite the pain and betrayal, they had all found their way to healing and happiness. As the evening came to an end, Joe and Janet stood on their porch, watching the stars. Janet leaned against Joe, feeling a profound sense of peace. "Joe, we did it. We made it through the storm," Janet said softly. Joe wrapped his arms around her. "Yes, we did. And we will continue to weather any storm that come our way." The story of Joe, Janet, and Juliet is a tale of love, betrayal, and redemption. It teaches us several moral lessons. 1. The importance of trust. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Once broken, it takes time and effort to rebuild. But with commitment and honesty, it is possible to restore trust and even strengthen it. 2. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is essential for healing. Holding on to anger and resentment only prolongs the pain. By forgiving others and ourselves, we can move forward and find peace. 3. Resilience in the face of adversity. Life is full of challenges, but it's our resilience that helps us to overcome them. We must be willing to face our problems head on and walk through them with determination and courage. 4. The value of communication. Open and honest communication is key to resolving conflicts and understanding each other's perspectives. By talking openly about our feelings and concerns, we can build stronger and more meaningful connection. 5. The role of support systems. Surrounding ourselves with supportive and understanding people is crucial during tough times. Friends and families provide the love and encouragement we need to heal and grow. 6. Choosing love and commitment. Relationships require effort and commitment. Choosing to walk through difficulties and fight for love shows the depth of our commitment and the strength of our bond. In the end, the story reminds us that love, when nurtured and protected, can overcome even the greatest obstacles. By learning from our mistakes and choosing to grow, we can create a future filled with love, happiness, and fulfillment. We have come to the end of the story. If you love this video, please kindly share with your loved ones, leave us a comment on your opinion, and subscribe for another interesting video like this. Until I see you all on the next one. Bye for now.